Not the independence. If not of education, would they ever go to Europe? If not of education, would they ever know how to shoot gun? Please.
Good evening, fellow Bazonians. It's a privilege to come to you on this day, a very, very sad day, a very, very sad day in our territory. One of those days when we all step out to decry the massacres that continue to take place in our territory. This particular one, we are still to determine exactly who is behind it. But it is unfortunate that we are again today coming out to mourn another day, like in Pinyin, like in Bali, like in Ngaribu. This has happened again, this time with students in Kumba. We got up this morning to learn of the massacre in Kumba at Mother Francis Secondary School in Fiango, in Kumba. We are guessing this school is supposed to be a boarding school because this is a weekend, and we don't understand why any students should be in school today, except that school must have been a boarding school. But we have learned that conflicting reports, we don't have everything on hand yet, but we are learning of conflicting reports. Some reports say 5 people killed, some say 12, some say 8 killed, some say over 20 killed, and other reports say about 12 other students were injured. All we know is that students in Mother Francis Secondary School in Fiango, Kumba, were attacked within the school premises. We don't know whether they were gunned down. We don't know whether it was a bomb. Again, we really do not have details yet as per what happened there. But what is clear is the number of deaths we are hearing out there, ladies and gentlemen. We will not, I mean, when I say we, I am referring to the interim government. The interim government will not at this moment apportion blame yet to any group, to any person, to anybody. Things are still developing. The news is still developing, and so we are craving your indulgences, your patience, to allow us to get to the bottom of this incident in Kumba. It is very, very important we note here, very, very critical that we note here, that even though we are not at this moment pointing fingers at any particular group or person or government, it is very, very important we note that La République du Cameroun, that damn government in Yaoundé, is very, very capable, very, very capable of doing this, because there is precedence, ladies and gentlemen, to what we are seeing today in Kumba. There is precedence from the side of La République du Cameroun. You will all recall that, recall the killing of the missionary, Brother Wesco, in Bambui, I think about a year ago. La République du Cameroun denied carrying out the killing of that missionary. Then we also recall the killings in Ngaribu, the massacre in Ngaribu. La République du Cameroun forces denied carrying out that massacre until all the evidence piled up against them before they came out to admit their soldiers carried it out. We are not ruling out, ladies and gentlemen, as we conduct our own investigation to find out who is behind this. We are not, again, we are not ruling out La République du Cameroun. We are not ruling out La République du Cameroun in this incident. You will also observe what the colonial SDO in Kumba has come out to say right after this incident. Now, I want you again to listen to this colonial officer for Kumba. Please take a moment and listen to the colonial officer for Kumba, and I will come back to make a comment on that.
I want to tell you, even myself today, I will take my gun and come out. Please, everybody must come out today. Those fellas must die. Please, everybody, come out and defend your children. This is total nonsense. They are our brothers and sisters killing our children because of education. We shall never permit that. We shall never permit that. Please, it is your brothers. They are other people. They are your brothers. They are your friends. Please, I'm calling on everybody today. This nonsense should stop here today. Students should not be killed because they want to go to school.
Ladies and gentlemen, in that short footage there, you all listen to the colonial officer for Kumba, the city in which this massacre took place, asking the residents of the city to all take up arms, against what he describes as separatists. In other words, the colonial officer for Kumba is already apportioning responsibility for this action to the Ambazonia restoration fighters. The question that we would like to ask the colonial officer is, how did you know this? Who have you arrested? How did you know that the Ambazonia restoration forces did this? And I will come back to this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear from what we are hearing from the divisional officer, the colonial officer in Kumba, that there may have been some interest. There may have been some interest in what took place in Kumba, because it is very, very unfortunate that an incident, a massacre of school children takes place, and the first thing that an administrator does is come out to ask the resident, the citizen, to take up arms. Against who? Against themselves, in the pretext of fighting separatists or fighting Ambazonia restoration forces. Now let me say this. We at the interim government vehemently condemns these atrocities, these massacres, and we pay our sympathies to all the families of the bereaved. We strongly condemn these barbarism, these massacres that continue to take place, perpetrated on our territory by French Cameroon, the French Cameroon regime. And we are urging the United Nations and the international community in general to consider an unfettered investigation into the massacres in Kumba. Now, those who want to suggest, like the colonial officer in Kumba, that this act was carried out by the separatists, we are hoping that you will come out with some evidence to back your claims. We are hoping that the colonial officer in Kumba will come out with the evidence that he's got. And when he carried out his investigation, ladies and gentlemen, to have easily come out stating that the attacks were carried out by the Ambazonia restoration forces. Again, we here at the interim government, we are urging the United Nations and the international community to investigate this atrocity in the city of Kumba. We ask very strongly that the divisional officer for Kumba be a prime suspect in this investigation too, for his comments accusing the Ambazonia Restoration Forces for carrying out this act. How did he know? How did he know they did it? The Ambazonia Restoration Forces did it. Isn't this a plot, a setup, a frame-up against the people of Ambazonia and the Ambazonian forces in particular? We had warned, ladies and gentlemen, we had warned from the onset when La République du Cameroon declared schools in our territory open. We had warned for the very reasons we find today of the insecurity of our children stepping out to go back to the classroom. We had warned because we saw this coming. We knew La République du Cameroon is desperate to send a message to the international community that they are not the one responsible for school shutdown in Ambazonia. They wanted a reason a message that will pass to the international community to the effect that schools are shut down in Ambazonia owing to the activities of Ambazonian separatists. And we have no doubt, or let me put it this way, we won't be surprised after our investigation that La République du Cameroon is responsible for the massacre of school students in the city of Kumba. Again, our appeal is to the international community to send in investigators to unearth the perpetrators of this massacre in Kumba. But let me assure you, even if the international community would not come into Kumba to investigate this barbaric act, let me assure you, this interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will go to any land, any land, to make sure that we track down and we hunt down those who have carried out this act in Kumba. We will go after every suspect, no matter who that suspect may be. We will go after them. If it turns out this is happening, this was provoked or caused by French Cameroon forces or agents, I can assure you that we, ladies and gentlemen, we at this interim government of Ambazonia, we will hunt them down. We will hunt them down. Let me assure the people in Kumba and all Ambazonia, ladies and gentlemen, the restoration forces in Meme will hunt down. They will hunt down the perpetrators of this act, no matter who they are, and no matter how long it takes. We knew this was coming. Again, we knew this was coming. And we warn parents to keep their children home. And let me restate that here. We are still warning parents both in both zones, the northern zone and the southern zone, to please keep your children home. If some of you had listened to us, especially those who send their children to go and die and be killed in Mother Francis College in Kumba, if you had listened to the advice we passed out to you, maybe this would not be happening. Let me seize on this opportunity to once more appeal to every parent out there in both zones. Please, if your children are in school, withdraw them from today. Withdraw them from today. Send them somewhere of your choice for school, or keep them home. Again, you don't have to keep them home. We are not saying keep your children home. We are saying use your discretion to send your children to school only where you know there is safety and there is security, even if it means sending them over to Nigeria. Please do. But anywhere in Ambazonia, I urge you, withdraw your children from any school in Ambazonia, keep them home, or send them out of Ambazonia for school. Because we know, La République du Cameroon has refused to sit down to negotiate over this conflict. And they will continue to perpetrate things like this, atrocities like this, genocide like this, to paint us bleak, so they can appeal to the conscience of the international community, not to see the reason for them to sit down to negotiate. They will continue to do this. They will use their forces to do this. They will use their agents to do this. They will use their elite to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians on Ground Zero, parents, please listen to the sound of my voice. Your children are more important. Their lives and their liberties are more important than that education in those damn schools out there, sponsored by La République du Cameroon in Ambazonia. I am urging you once more. I urge you once more. Please withdraw your children. Keep them home. This may only be the first massacre that is coming upon our schools. Please, for your own safety, and for the safety of your children, please keep them home. And let me speak to every school proprietor out there. You open your door and children are killed and massacred as we are seeing today, you will be considered an accomplice. You will be considered an accomplice. Please take this message very, very seriously. You open your door for students to come in and they are killed, you will be considered accomplices. This message goes out to every proprietor, every school proprietor out there. I hope you got this message very, very clearly. Please, again, keep the children at home or send them out of Ambazonia, anywhere of your choice for schooling. But in the territory that we call Ambazonia, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, please keep those children home or send them elsewhere for schooling. We have not said your children should not go to school. We have said Ambazonia, as we see today, is not safe for those children to be out there in school. Let me talk to everybody out there, our parents out there, my mommy them and papa them. We wake up this morning, we hear about the shootings. I don't know whether they were shootings or not, but the killings inside Mother Francis School for Kumba. We hear say, the minute report where we hear them, and they talk say, about 5 picking them or 8 picking them, or someone them say 20, over 20 picking them, they will be killed for that attack for inside Mother Francis School for Fiango for Kumba. Right now, we not be for position for immediately say, na person where a do and be this or a do and be that. But we no go leave out, pointing fingers for La République du Cameroon, either their soldiers or their agents. We not leave them out right now, even though we still investigate, because them don't do things like this before. We will see them for the district hospital in Kumba. They will cut them for cameras where them burn hospital for Kumba. So if you talk say, na Ambazonian separatists, them burn them. We will see them for Pinyin where they kill our people. We will see them for Bali where they kill our people, then burn them alive. We will see them for Bamboo where they kill American missionary for Bamboo, them deny. We will see them for Ngarabu. They will only come back to us first time when they say that them will commit the crime for Ngarabu, then be denied. Them deny quarter. Now, when pressure, evidence, a mount up on them. Now, only that time where the pressure be mount up, they will come back say, now they are soldiers, them be do them. We suspect them for this one. Make wanna parents them inside Kumba, inside every main city. Make wanna get sense. La République don't do them before. We suspect say, this one is to be say, now them do them. But maybe you ask me, say, why them go do them? Why them go do them? Them go do them because since this palaver is started, La République, they look for every reason for send for the international community, say, Now we be problem. Now separatists be problem. Every reason where it will make them, they no go come sit down, settle this problem for dialogue table. Now ye them define them. Now ye will believe say this kind thing them, now them they do them because them don't do them before. So we ask, we parent them everywhere for Ambazonia. And we will see this thing it come. That is why we will warn every parent and every school proprietor. We will warn say parents, when I keep children for house, it will not see place for send them for school out of Ambazonia, even if it means for send them for school for Nigeria. Our country, our territory, it not be safe. It not be safe. I believe when I don't see them today, wait the way it happened for Kumba. So, the Republic, it do this one, so that if you talk for international community, say, we are terrorists. If you talk for international community, say, we don't want children to go to school. We don't want ask children not to go to school. We don't talk, say, our country will not be safe for children them for go to school. And we don't see them today. So, we don't also hear colonial officer for Kumba. He come out, talk, say, make everybody for Kumba make a pick gun. Make everybody for Kumba make a pick gun. Now, think where government go do and be that for talk say make citizen, make everybody take gun. They take gun for fight now who? They take gun for fight now who? Secondly, how that division colonial officer for Kumba, he know who he do the thing. He there like say wait to where that divisional officer for Kumba he talk. He there say na plot where they be don't plan them, plot where they be don't plan them. For commit them, then put them back on so-called separatists as them to call us. Or if not be applaud, how thing happen in our reach 4 hours. Dio come out talk say make everybody pick gun. They pick gun now for fight who he know who do them. He know who do them. So we see him say this thing now a big plot. When a big plot. And when they ask say make United Nations and the international community may they come in fully investigate this incident thoroughly. But make our sure winner for inside Kumba and for all of Ambazonia. Even if international community it not come in for come investigate this thing, make our sure winner. This interim government, our Ambazonia restoration forces, them go hunt down. Whoever commit this atrocity, this massacre, this killing inside our city in Kumba. We go hunt them down no matter who that person there. If not BIE agent, if not their government their agent, if not their soldier them, if not their CPDM elite them inside Kumba, them plan this thing. We go hunt them down one by one until we don't bring all of them to justice. Until we don't bring all of them to justice. Nobody no go get peace. None of them no go get peace. And them no go get place for own hide. Them no go get place for own hide. And that colonial officer, make I tell you too, if he not come out for tell us, who tell you say na say president do am, we go arrest he himself. He go tell us how he know say na separatists them do am. Because he come out, something happened in our reach 4 hours. He come out and talk with people with a pick gun attack Ambazonia restoration forces. Ambazonia them. Kumba people, when I hear me, when I be smarter, that colonial officer knows say Kumba na stronghold for this revolution. And they come out there when I say, no, when I come out pick guns. When I not be foolish, when I not be stupid. Now only that colonial officer it be stupid. And I like everybody for Kumba for send a message for ye on social media. Tell ye say, no Kumba man, and no go pick gun against Kumba man. Yes. Make when I go for social media, tell that colonial officer say, no one Kumba man go pick gun against a Kumba man. Then be capable of doing what way them don't do them today. And we will send a strong message to them, say, if them think say them go use this one for intimidate us, for surrender, forgive us for this struggle for we independence, it no go work. It no go work. We know say a lot of plague to Cameroon, them be determined for kill even if it means 100,000 people for this fight than to go for negotiate, than for go settlement. But we will also tell them, say, we don't talk, say, if it means say last man standing, we go do them. If it means a last man standing, we go persevere. If it means a last man standing, we go be that brave until we take back our country, we take back our territory. Before I go, I like to say on behalf of this interim government to all the parents, all the families of the children them where them kill them for Kumba today. Please, we sympathize with you. We feel your pain. We see the agony on your faces. Please, we ask you, comfort yourself with God His word. Comfort yourself with God His word. And we want you for rest assured. Say, we go do everything to hunt down those where them kill your children. We go hunt them down day and night until we get them, including that colonial officer for Kumba. He go explain to us how he know this and why he want for set Kumba people against Kumba people. We not go allow that. We not go allow that to happen. Again, we don't ask international community for come in to investigate this. I will come back on Monday, and when I come back on Monday, I will come with the President, Dr. Samuel Okomesako, and he will address you. He will address you on this issue. We want me when I stay calm. Kumba, please stay calm. We all stand by you. We all stand by you. God will see us through this struggle. God will see us through this persecution. Again, we are looking forward to coming back to you on Monday with details of our findings and what we know. May God bless one and all. Now, all this way, I wanted to come talk for one today. Again, we want to stay strong. We will overcome. We will overcome this by God's grace. Thanks for tuning in.
It is total. I want to tell you, even myself today, I will take my gun and come out. Please, everybody must come out today. Those fellas must die. Please, everybody, come out and defend your children. This is total nonsense. They are our brothers and sisters killing our children because of education. We shall never permit that. We shall never permit that. Please, it is your brothers. They are other people. They are your brothers. They are your friends. Please, I'm calling on everybody today. This nonsense should stop here today. Students should not be killed because they want to go to school. It is total nonsense. What our war of independence they want by killing our students who want to go to school.
Assassiner beaucoup d'enfants. Beaucoup d'enfants. parents d'élèves. La population est mobilisée. Ce matin, même dans les environs de 11h30, les spécialistes séparés qui se sont venus dans cette école assassiner beaucoup d'enfants. Beaucoup d'enfants. Vous voyez les parents d'élèves. La population est mobilisée.
Love you. Thank you. Deep in my heart, I do believe someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. I may not know how long 'twill be. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Hold on, my brother, give me your hand. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Learning to love, we'll find our way. Someday someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. that you believe. Someday we'll all be free. Someday